Hello to all, and welcome to a new year, new quarter, and a new class. If you have registered for RELT 436, this is the Adventist Heritage and Health, you are in the right class. Technology always amazes me because although we will not be in the same classroom, we will be able to study together, I hope, and communicate and even discuss things that we will cover in this class. What is the class about? This is just a short introduction to kind of let you give you a little bit a glimpse of what we will be studying and how we'll proceed since this is an online class. Let me begin with giving you my name, and you have it on the syllabi. Theodore Lefterov, as you can see, is not an American name. I am originally from Bulgaria, but I have been living in this country for more than 20 years. And I used to work in Loma Linda for the past 12 years, and recently I moved to Maryland, but I'm still teaching online, and I enjoy that. So you have all of my information, how you can reach me. I have given you my cell phone because life is much more than a lecture about Adventist Heritage of Health. And I have been a pastor, so if you need somebody to talk to, please don't hesitate. Give me a call, even if it's during the night. Now, don't call me 1 o'clock in the morning just to let me know that Liverpool, my soccer team, lost. Okay, that's not allowed. I'm joking, of course, but if you need somebody to talk to, honestly, you can call me anytime, or you can email me with questions either through Canvas or through my personal email. All right, so I'll be leading the course, but all of us will be studying together. What the class is about, it's a history. It's going to be history, but we're going to make a story because you will see that history is not boring. It can be fun. In fact, life, your life it's history. It's a story, your story. And so we'll be looking at the story of the Seventh-day Adventists, since Loma Linda is an Adventist institution, and how this group of people got involved in health. And you will notice something very interesting, that Adventists initially were really not health enthusiasts. But then they changed, and you see now you have a huge hospital, and you will learn through the course, but we have the largest medical Protestant system in the world. So how this happened? So we'll be looking at that story. We'll go chronologically, and I hope that you'll find the class interesting, okay? So that is the basic purpose of the class. So we'll be looking at, and of course I want us to learn something for us, because you see, life includes not only our physical well-being, but also our mental, emotional, spiritual, and so we will be looking at concepts, and hopefully all of us, including me, we will learn something about health and about work and rest, and implement it in our own life. So I want the class to benefit you as well. Now, this is online class. I don't need to tell you that you need to have a good, internet connection, a little knowledge of Canvas. That's where we will be exchanging ideas, that learning internet system, and so forth. I give you some of the course objections, but you can read this at your leisure as you look through the syllabus, but that's the basic thing. We're going to learn about the story of Seventh-day Adventism, how Adventists got involved in health, and hopefully integrate that knowledge into our own personal life, okay? The textbook will be having one book You don't have to buy the book. That's the book Ministry of Healing. It's an interesting book because it was published in 1905 by the founder of Loma Linda. Her name is Ellen White, okay? And we'll be learning about it. But she gives, I want us to read this book because it gives the philosophy of Adventist health tradition, okay? Which is based on the Christian principles, following of Jesus' example and so forth. So we'll be looking at those things. The new book, if you want the actual copy, there should be copies in the bookstore at Loma Linda, or you can order them through Amazon. I think the new edition, it's blue, but it's the same text. So you can order a book. But I have the book in PDF file, so you don't have to buy it unless you're like me. I'm old style, so I like to, have a book in my hand, and I have 3 boys, so they laugh at me that I'm still kind of old-fashioned, but I like to underline and so forth, okay? So that's going to be the book that we'll be reading every week. There'll be certain chapters, and I'll explain that. There are 2 books just for your interest, if you like. I know students are busy, but I always kind of recommend. Some like to read more than others. It's called Legacy, and this is really a short book giving the story of Loma Linda. And then there's one called The Blue Zone by Dan Butner. This is from National Geographic. And we'll be reading a little bit in one of the exercises from this book. But it's also an interesting book of talking about people that really live, 100+ years and why that is the case, okay? In addition, you will notice that I give you some supplemental reading. You don't have to even read these supplementals, okay? But it's for your own. If you want to learn a little bit more about the concepts every week, you can take a little time or skip through and look through these supplemental readings, all right? Let's go now to page 3, the course requirements. This is where students kind of, they like this to read this. Number 1, you just have to do few things. The class is asynchronous, which means you can do it whenever you like throughout the week, but every week you have to do certain things, okay? And I'll give you the tentative outline, what I propose, and we can change it as time goes, but I think that it will work well. Number 1, I have recorded short video materials. I call it lectures, but just a little hints of the main things that we are going to cover during the week. So you have to watch my video presentations. And so I don't want you to sleep through them, okay? Or my funny accent to kind of make you laugh. So I'm giving you one question, very simple question at the end of each video presentation. Now, I recorded this, I think, 2-3 years ago, just after COVID started. So you will see I'm a little bit younger, more handsome, but in any case, I think that the material is important. So you will be listening through about 15-20 minutes. They are not long, purposefully. And I want you to answer the question very shortly, like 1, 2, 3 sentences, okay, 50 to 100 words. But there's just a question that's kind of the main point. I want you to remember this, okay? So number 1, you have to watch my video presentations and answer the question. Now, this is going to be on Canvas, and you will see when you go on Canvas and the modules and you click on the video, you will see the video lecture, and then you will be able to answer the question there. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, since we are not in the classroom, I want us to have these weekly discussions, what I call it, which will be through the internet, okay? We're going to respond to each other, and I will involve myself as well. But this will be based on the book Ministry of Healing, okay? So every week, you're going to read certain chapters, about, 60, 70 pages. but you can paste. I mean, they're not long pages. You see, so you have to read the material, the certain chapters according to the outline, and then I want you to write a post based on the reading. There's a question as well. Now, you don't have to really treat my question. You can emphasize something else that you noted. But usually students, kind of respond to my question, just guiding, the discussion. So I want you to give a quick response again, a little bit longer. But again, 3, 4, 5 sentences, 100 words, not much, okay? And then I want you to read through some of your colleagues, okay, the other students' comments, and I want you to respond to someone. Now, you may agree, disagree, whatever, but make it, be collegial, okay? But let's make this internet discussion of some concepts. So this will help us to remember the things that I have in mind for every week, okay? So that's the whole point. In other words, instead of being in class and talking to each other, we are going to do it through the internet. So you're going to read the chapters, respond to my question, okay, with very, very short paragraph, 2-3 sentences, 100 words, okay? Don't write whole page. I don't need that. And then respond shortly to a student. Hey, I like this concept. I've never thought about this, okay? And it happens, you will see, or I have a little question here. I don't, agree precisely. Or what do you mean by that? So let's create that discussion based on the reading Ministry of Healing. And as I said, you will have the book online. Now, so number 1, you watch the lectures. Number 2, you do the weekly readings and participate in the discussion, okay? And then there will be 3 additional readings. I used to give more, but now since it's online, I just give 3. Those are readings of primary sources. Now you'll find these readings very interesting. What I want you to do, you're going to read what people published and taught about health in the 19th century when Adventism started. And you'll find it fascinating. I think one of the readings that I chose this time, because there are a lot of fascinating readings. People wrote how you have to take a shower, how to take a bath, okay? But I think that I chose now how to dress in a healthy way and so forth. So anyway, those are some of, I call them primary sources. In other words, you're not reading what I think or what I present or how I see it, but you're going to read a primary material and you're going to think about it and reflect 1 page. So it's a little bit longer, and those are only 3 of those exercises. After you read that assignment, you write 1-page reflection, and I give you some things that you may think about. What is the main point? Don't give me a summary of the reading. I've read those, 10 times. But just what is the main point, how it relates to what we study or to the Adventist perspective of health. And you can even evaluate according to science today. Do you see anything that it's relevant or not? You see some of those things. So I want you to evaluate the reading, and believe me, you'll find it fascinating. Students like this kind of the most, okay? So we'll have 3 of these readings, and I'm going to show you that. And then at the end, we will have a final exam. Don't worry about it. It's going to be easy if you follow through the class every week. You follow what I am asking you to do, you'll be ready for the final. And I'll give you some guidelines as we approach that. But it will be true and false questions and some really I'm big on concepts. There will be few dates or few names that you have to remember, okay? But mostly I'm looking at concepts. So I'm not trying to trick students or anything like that. I want you to learn, to get the big picture of how Adventists develop their thinking, their understanding about health. and some of the principles behind it. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the final later on, but just do what I'm asking you every week, and believe me, you will ace it at the final. It's not going to be long, and it's gonna be true and false, and a little short essay at the end, and so forth. So don't worry about that. Okay. I think that those are the main things. So the video, the reading of Ministry of Healing, those are the main things. You will have 3 additional assignments where you have to write 1-page reflection and then the final. Okay, not too much, but we need also to keep the standard. So we want to do a good academic job as well. Here you see how the grade is related, and how you'll be graded. So you'll pass the class just if you do all of your reading, watching the videos, and so forth. All right. There are some other policies about honesty, and which I think, I mean, you're old enough, you should do that, and how we do the class online, and so forth. So I'll skip that. I will go now to the tentative class schedule, which is on your page 6. And again, look at the syllabi and let me know if you have questions, if something is not clear, and then I'll try to write and explain things. But this is what we're gonna do. This is the schedule for every week. So you'll have 1 week to finish all the requirements. When you go to Canvas, on the left side, there's a little click that says modules. All right, this is the weekly modules. You click on the modules and you will see exactly this. Very clear. Week 1, week 2, week 3, and you just follow and fulfill everything. All right. So like this week, you're going to watch the introduction. Then there's a video that I want you to watch, a little bit about the Adventists. It will give you a little background of who the Seventh-day Adventists are if you're not from this tradition. And there's a question that you need to answer. Okay, so that will be your assignment this week. Then week 2, we begin with my lectures. So you want to see the video, the number 1 video. You answer the question. I give you some supplemental. As I said, you don't have to read those unless you want to. And then it's Ministry of Healing. You read Ministry of Healing chapter 1 to 6, and you answer the question and you respond to a fellow student. Remember that, both things. So you answer, very short answer, but you respond to a fellow student. By the way, what happens if you're the first one? You have, I mean, nobody else has written anything. What do you do? I mean, use your common sense. Go after a couple of days or 3 days and find someone's response and respond to that. But I want you to respond. Let's have a discussion, a talk together. Okay. So you do that. Week 3 is the same. You see, week 4, you have that assignment. Do you see this? Dear Lewis, dress. This is your primary reading. Okay, you will see what people thought about dress and how it affected health. I mean, you'll laugh and cry probably at the same time, but that's what people thought about health in the 19th century, and you will see that it's different. All right, we'll have a special lecture on that, and so forth every week. Then you see you have the second assignment in a few weeks about rest, which I mean, it's that one is very, very interesting. To see that life has not changed too much. And then you have assignment from Dan Butner about longevity, and then we finish with the final. Okay, now for the final you'll have few days, and we're gonna talk about it, as I said, so don't worry too much about the final. That's it. I just wanted to give you this introduction as a way to kind of guide you into what we'll be doing. Hopefully you found that helpful. Again, if you have questions, write to me and I'll try to respond on Canvas so everybody can be get a better picture or be clarified on the issue and so forth. And I really wish you a very successful quarter. All right, since I'm a pastor, let me pray for you at the end. And I hope that we will be interacting together and learning from each other. Let me pray. Lord, what opportunity we have to study. There are many people that want to be at Loma Linda and they just don't have the opportunity, and we are here. So bless each student as they begin a new year, as they begin a new quarter. You give them wisdom through your Holy Spirit. You help them to understand the concepts, not only in my class, but in every class, and give them success at the end. I pray that you will walk with them and you will give them your peace. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, God bless you, and let's do it. Bye-bye.